I had a pile of scraps that I almost tossed, and then this project happened. I decided to take the scraps from my Doodlebug collections and a lot of the odds and ends and make a mini album. This album was inspired from by Connie Craig of the Daily Life of Creativity. She is a Doodlebug design team member, and I forget what paper she had used, but she made a mini album. And I like to learn, and so I decided to use her technique for making a mini album and try my hand at her style. You always learn something new when you use somebody else's tutorial. What was interesting about this one is the cover was smaller. The front cover is smaller than the back cover. So I thought that was really cool. She also does stitching, but she stitches through the chipboard. I don't have that much guts. I stitched the paper and then glued it on. I was afraid I'd hurt my machine. But anyhow, I will try to link that video below. Please remind me if I forget and you're interested in which one it is, or check out The Daily Life of Creativity. So, anyhow, I did have the Great Outdoors odds and ends and coordinating paper, and this is how I used up as much as I could. I believe this said outdoors because I think it was the Great Outdoors, but I cut out the S and just added it to outdoor fun. This is a um, odds and ends, and so is that. And I thought it made a really nice cover, as well as this cute little fox on here. That was an enamel fox. And I put Happy Camper. I stitched around it just using a regular stitch with some turquoise thread that I had in my collection just to coordinate with everything. The cover of this, and again, it's interesting that the front cover is smaller than the back cover. The front cover is 5 by 8. The back cover is 5.5 by 8, so it's not that big of a difference. There is the spine. So, and I did stitch on the spine and then added This Is the Life to it. All right, so inside the front cover, I did add this great VW van. It says Explore. That was from, I guess, a border strip. I don't remember. I used 6 by 6 paper, 12 by 12 paper, scraps, just scraps. And then this came from a totally different paper collection, but the colors were bright and it coordinated very well with it. I also used, I think this is from Petite Prince, I'm pretty sure. And I may also have some Easter paper in here. I am not positive. Let the adventure, let the adventure begin is actually popped up. I have some enamel stars from probably a totally different collection. I have a nice size photo mat here. The orange part is 4.5 by 4.5, so this is probably 4.25 by 4.25, which really goes nice with that nice little van. I just put that Explorer down as if he's on a road. I don't want him just to be nowhere. I added a photo mat inside here. If I can, I like to leave my photo mats open so you can make them as a tuck spot. So there is that. This page I put 2 photo mats. Frankly, I made this a week or two ago, and I don't remember how closely I followed her tutorial as far as photo mats and things. I know, again, it was totally different paper. This is from the odds and ends. I thought that was cute to have that as if, let the adventure begin. We have no idea where we're going at this point in time. That is open so you can add photos to there. This next page opens. I, again, was trying to use up a whole bunch of the odds and ends that I had. So I had this map, I had this little knife, the binoculars, and a cold drink that looked really nice. A hiking would go, so a great picture of the family going hiking would be so much fun. This was obviously a tag. I put some zigzag trim and tied it off with some twine I had. And this was another odds and ends. I added an enamel dot on there and popped that up. So this is actually raised. This is a larger than normal photo mat. It will fit, you could put a 4 by 6 photo on here if you wanted to, or trim it down just a little bit. And then you see the border on there if you want. On the next page, you can see that's where I added some of my pom-pom trim. Don't know where it came from. It was in my stash, but it was fun and bright colors and, all sorts of things. I put some of the petite prints here, some of the blue polka dot to coordinate with this page. This is probably not from the collection, but I had the scrap and the green was perfect. So here, obviously we're getting ready for a picnic. We've got the little hot man propane stove going. I didn't put the coffee on the stove directly. I'm sure I had my little coffee pot somewhere, but I just put it on there to let it rest while I was going to eat whatever I put in my dish. And then ice cold something, I don't know, picnic table with my plate. And I guess I put the lantern on there just waiting for nighttime to come. This is from a 6x6 collection. I added an eyelet to it and put string in the eyelet. And actually, I added a totally different tag underneath, but that says what's cooking. And I thought that was fun to add to this page. After I put this on, you know what I noticed? I wonder if you'll notice what one of these things doesn't belong. It actually is the pink background. I had added the backgrounds first and then started decorating. And after I added the pink background, I realized, you know what, there is no pink in this collection. But if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't have noticed because they're bright, fun colors. There is lots of yellow and blue, and that looked really nice. So here's a little tag. It says Great Outdoors with a little piece of the paper. And then there's a nice spot for a photo. I put the bike in the bike pump because you never know when you're riding on a gravel road, you might need that you might need to air up your tires or let them go and you have to air them up later. A couple of spots here for photos. After you take your bike ride, you might want some ice cold something to drink and then sit next to your cooler and do some relaxing. I had some more pom-pom trim. This is a smaller one, but I don't know, decided to use it. I think in Connie's video, she used a lot of pom-pom trim. And then here, I made uh, just a flap for this page. Mr. Yeti is hiding in the trees. He is the hide and seek world champion. I took this little spot and used this to put, I mean, it looks like a bookmark, but you could add a couple of small photos or really just journal on here or journal on this side, put photos on the back, or just take this out and put a photo or two here. Whatever you want to do. It's your album at this point. It's not. And then here he is out in the woods. He was sort of hiding, but then he came out. And this says, my favorite. This is from 6x6, so it's very small. You wouldn't be able to journal very much on here, but it still was cute to put in that little tuck spot. And room here for a good size photo. I love these triangles that come in all of Doodlebug stickers, and I don't usually have an opportunity to use it, but I wanted to sort of coordinate my blue and teal and green here. With you, life with you is an adventure. I can tell you that. Life with my husband is definitely an adventure. This is a 4¼ by 5 photo mat, so you could cut down a 4x6 photo and put it smack dab on here and it would look fabulous. So again, using a lot of the green here, I took my little Yeti sign like Yeti crossing. I took some coordinating paper and those scissors where you can cut 4 or 5 strips at once. I put it on here, put a rabbit, an enamel rabbit there, and there is another sign that says adventure. So room there to put a photo that actually measures, you could put a 4x4 photo right there. These are made, the pages are made out of 110 cardstock, so they're pretty thick, but it means there's no pocket pages. They're just the pages. The end of the day, we decided to build a little fire and make some s'mores because we're camping. Why wouldn't you? So there is a little photo mat and there is some enamel s'mores and marshmallows and chocolate, no, graham cracker and chocolate ready to cook because campers have s'more fun. Hey folks, I don't write this stuff. I have just a cute little spot to put some photos here. Can't more worry less. Room to put a nice size photo there. Good times and memories. And that closes there. This tent, again from the odds and ends, is popped up. There's a little frog next to it, which shouldn't scare you when you come out of your tent. I mean, at least I didn't put a bear there, right? There is a little snail. Just be careful. Make sure you zip up your tent. And then this comes up. I did not put string on here, but I did put a good size enamel. You see how thick that enamel, not enamel, what the heck is that? A brad. I mean, I think it's a doodlebug brad. It's nice and bright. It says, I want some more. I could not resist. But you know what's good about that? It means this tag doesn't slip down into there. And that is the last page. Here is the back cover, and it reminds you adventure is waiting. Let's go take a road trip. Again, I stitched on the back, and yeah, was using up scraps. So that is it. Isn't that fun? Wasn't that fun? I don't know if I will continue using a smaller front cover to a back cover. You guys tell me how you like that. Do you think that's a good idea? I mean, it's fun. You can see inside, especially if you have pom-poms. I don't know. Tell me what you think about that. So there will not be a tutorial because Connie already has one on her page. Go check it out. It's very inspiring, and I enjoy when other people share their techniques. It teaches me something new every time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fabulous day.